Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing this morning? I hope you are doing well. If you can hear me, go ahead and type something below and let me know that you can hear me, and we will get started with this amazing information that I have to present to you this morning. So good to see you guys here for another coffee chat. I'm your host, Salandia Hammond, aka Sueham, baby. Share the broadcast and also comment below and let me know that you can hear me really, really well. And we're going to get started with presenting this information on how self-employed borrowers can qualify for home loans. So let's see. I'm going to check myself because I'm not hearing anything from you guys. Let me make sure I can. All right, I can hear myself. Good deal, good deal, good deal. So we're gonna keep it moving. Thank you guys for being here. My chair is a little low. I gotta adjust it. There we go. You know, this is Coffee Chat. This is an informal conversation, putting out information, hoping to help you guys. Hey, Jamal, welcome to the show. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good to hear you. Good to have you here. Military veteran. I am a Marine veteran. So thank you for being here. All right, let's get started, guys. And as always, put your comments below, your questions below. And if you are not watching it live here with us right now, just drop it and I'll get back to it expeditiously. So if you don't have coffee, maybe you got some tea, maybe you got some water, maybe you got something else. I don't know. But just let's get it started. All right, from YouTube, awesome. Dance Hall Gorilla Vivo. Yes. There are a lot of self-employed people, right? Barbers, stylists, uh, people who start businesses, accountants. I mean, it's just so many people, tax people, self-employed borrowers who just think or who have been told that they cannot qualify for a home loan. Here's what I want to tell you. It's not true. Good morning, Susie from Rehab Wallet. It's not true. It's simply not true. You can qualify for home loans. There's a special dandy home loan program just for you. And we're going to talk about it today in the next 15, 20 minutes. So if you got those questions, go ahead and jot them down, drop them in the chat, drop them in the comment, and I will get to it. So write-offs does not, let's make this bigger so you guys can see it, because what's important is the information, not seeing me. Write-offs do not necessarily disqualify you from getting a home loan. I was at a business expo, and one of the persons thought that they could not get a home loan because they had a bunch of write-offs, which means it shows that they did not make a profit for the year. And I was there and I stood up and I said, no, that's not true. We have what we call bank statement loans, and we could use your income deposits to qualify you for the loan. And one of the persons in the audience said, yep, that's true, because I was able to qualify. Now, there are some caveats with that, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But if you are self-employed, just know that there's good news. You can qualify. So like I said, you don't have to be a W-2 employee to get qualified, to get approved for a loan if you're self-employed. Writing off expenses kills your chances. Nope. That's why the bank statement loan exists. You must wait years to buy. Nope. Again, another myth. So here are some key loans for self-employed people. Let's see if I can take me off of there because I'm in the way. There we go. Now, if you're self-employed and you're making some good money, right, even after you write stuff off, then you can do what's called the full doc loan. And what the full doc loan is, the same thing. It's no different than somebody with a W-2 loan, right? So what you would do is submit 2 years of your tax returns, and then we can use your net income to qualify you. However, most of the people that I know, most of the people that are searching for homes who are self-employed, do not fall in this category. They fall in the category where they write everything off so they don't have to give the money back to Uncle Sam. I'm not upset about that. So they fall into the category where they write every freaking thing off, right? And if that's the case, it looks like you didn't make any money during the year. Well, there's a thing called bank statement loans where we will use 12 or 24 months of your personal and business bank deposits to show your income. Okay? Did you hear that, guys? We will use your bank statement deposits to show your income. Now, there are some stipulations with that. Okay. Then there is another program called the P&L loans. That's where we'll accept a CPA prepared letter. It's a profit and loss statement. We don't need your tax returns. It basically shows us what your profits are and what your losses are. And we can basically get you qualified for a loan based on that P&L if you qualify. Okay. So those are the three different ones for self-employed people. The one we're basically going to talk about today is the bank statement loans, all right, for the persons who are writing everything off. Now, what we're looking for is 2 years of business ownership. Now, if you were working a W-2 job or you were somewhere else working and you started a business and it's the same field, then that's fine. We'll take 1 year. But typically we're looking for 2 years of business ownership. Now, you can't just say I got a business and we not prove it, okay? So we're going to be looking to see if the business is legitimate. We'll be looking up your license, see if you have a website, an EIN number, see if you're registered with your state, and all of that good jazz, So that's very, very, very important. Hey, Dancehall Gorilla, I like that. You're locked in. Let's go. Locked in and loaded, ready to go. And we are looking for consistent or growing income. That's very important. And guys, you got to have a credit score of a 660. Okay. Not much wiggle room there. Pretty much need the credit score of a 660 or higher. Of course, the higher you get, the better off you are. Now, and I want to say this as well. We are not right now. We don't have anything where we're giving like some crazy interest rates. Okay, of course, your business. Every scenario is different, but I've seen bank statement loans in 6, 7, 8%. Every scenario is different. I can't tell you what yours will be unless I look at you individually, your credit profile, and what's going on with you. Okay. So I want to put that out there about the interest rates. All right. Here are some tips to get ready. You want to clean up your credit. If you don't have the 660 credit score, get your credit together. I do know a few people who do credit improvement. So if you would like their information, all you got to do is shoot me a DM or go to my website, which I'll display at the end of this presentation, and contact me via my website, and I can give you their information. All right. Now, we do want to try to minimize your aggressive write-offs, okay, at least 1 to 2 years before applying. But again, if you are making enough income, right, enough deposits, we can go past that. Now, I do ask that people operate a separate business account to track their income. Yes, we do have programs where we can look at your personal and your business income. I always recommend, if you have a business, to have a business bank account. I also recommend you work with a broker, and the broker that I recommend you work with is me, because we can shop around and get you into a program possibly that accommodates your scenario. Get pre-approved early to see where you stand. Getting pre-approved does not hurt you. Of course, yes, we're going to check your credit. Yes, we're going to ask you for documentation, but it helps you to get in a position to be able to qualify for these loans. Being self-employed doesn't mean being shut out. It just means playing the game smarter. You built a business from the ground up. Trust me, you can qualify for a mortgage. So let's make that happen. How do we take the next step? Well, I'm doing free mortgage consults at loanswithsueham.com. I know this is a brief, fast overview of this program, but to be very honest with you, it's basically what it is. When we take into account for expenses, some lenders will look at what your deposits are, and they will do. So, for example, if you have $10,000 a month, they could take into account 50% of that is going towards expenses. So the amount of income that you have is $5,000. Now, I work with some lenders that will go down to as low as 15%. Again, all of that depends on the type of business. All of that depends on your credit score, what kind of savings, reserves that you have, and how much money you have coming in on a consistent basis, and is it growing? So that's how that is determined. Self-employed is typically, we're going to loan 90% of the purchase price. That means you're going to have to come up with a bigger down payment. Now, the reason for that is, of course, the lender is taking more risk, right? You don't have W-2s to show or anything of that nature. We're simply going off your deposits. So they will only finance 90% of the purchase price. So let's just throw some numbers out there. $100,000 loan, the lender will finance $90,000. You would have to put down $10,000 and of course pay closing costs. And of course, you can always ask the seller to help with closing concessions, closing costs. So I think those are the biggest things. Is 660 credit score. You have to be in business for 2 years unless you were working a job and the business you started correlates with that job, then we'll take 1 year. Number 3, I recommend having a personal and a business bank account. However, we can look at both of those to determine your deposits. We're looking at consistent growing deposits, okay? We are going to take anywhere between 15% to 50% of that income and slate it as your expenses. So then your net would be either 85% of that income or 50% of the income that we have going in. We can take a P&L, profit and loss statement, that is certified by your CPA. We will verify if it's a legitimate business. Looking up your EIN number, looking up if you're registered with the state that you have, whatever state you have your business registered in, we're going to be checking that. Also seeing if you have a website. If you don't have one, it is what it is. Most barbers or stylists don't have websites. And that's pretty much the gist of it. So we also want to be able to source large deposits. So, don't just try to go put some large deposits in there and it has nothing to do with your business, because we are going to want to source that. We're going to be like, hey, what is this from? Because it looks a little bit abnormal outside of your business. So with that being said, guys, I hope that this clears up the myths that we have been hearing about self-employed persons and them getting home loans. Are there any questions that we have for the persons that are live here today on Coffee Chat? This is probably the fastest coffee chat I have delivered. We have some more guests coming up, but from time to time, I'd like to come on just by myself and just share some info and some different programs that we have for home loans. It's not just for first-time home buyers or veterans that I'm catering to. I want to try to help as many people as I can get into a home if that is their desire. Again, guys, if you would like to book a free mortgage consult, you don't have to be self-employed to do this. If you're a first-time home buyer, somebody who wants to get a home, period, you can do so at loanswithsueham.com. I'll be more than happy to help you. And or if you already have a home and you are looking to refinance and you would like to explore those options, I will be more than happy to help you with that as well. I do have a huge favor to ask you guys, and that is to please share this broadcast. Help me get this out to as many people as I can, get this information out. You can watch all of the previous podcasts of Coffee Chat on my YouTube channel at Sueham. A lot of great episodes that's helping people to get funding for investment properties, helping people to get funding to start farms, why you should grow your own food, how to start your LLC. We have a podcast on that. We also have a podcast on marketing and branding, how to get your business out there, and and wholesaling. If you want to get into the real estate game without any money, there is wholesaling. So guys, please go check that out. And if you're looking to start real estate investing and you need a mentor and a course, definitely go check us out at moneywithrealestate.com. All right, guys, have a beautiful day. Share the broadcast. And thank you for being here. I'll see you next Thursday on Coffee Chat at 7:30 a.m. on all of social media.